2L, 3L, 10K, 20K, insulator shells. Today we're going to talk about what all that means and how we can get you the best outerwear that works for you. Hey, I'm Mark Sollors, longtime Burton professional snowboarder, and we have this saying that there's no bad weather, there's just bad gear. So today we want to run through all the things that you need to know when you're shopping for your gear, whether you're in the Pacific Northwest, Japan, Europe, or anywhere. Now, I think it's important to start with understanding how most outerwear is constructed. There's two main types. One is 2L, which is 2-layer, and the other is 3L, which is 3-layer. Now, 2-layer 2L is going to be the most common. Now, it starts with having the outerwear fabric, then it goes into the waterproof membrane, and inside of that is a loose lining. Now, this is a really comfortable construction, and a lot of time it comes in the insulated options. It's great for resort riding, and it's also fairly price point. 3L, on the other hand, is going to be a little bit more of a higher end construction. That's because it takes the outer fabric, the waterproof membrane, and a protective inner backing and fuses it into one single piece. That's why it tends to feel more like a shell. This is gonna be lighter, more durable, more breathability. This is why it tends to be on higher end outerwear. You've probably seen the numbers 10K, 15K, 20K, like what does that mean? So that's the waterproof rating measured in millimeters. The higher the number means that the fabric can handle more water before it begins to seep through. Gore-Tex is like the gold standard here when it comes to waterproofing meeting breathability. Just as important as waterproofing is breathability. Picture a beautiful day and you're out in the mountains hiking. That sweat and moisture needs to escape somewhere or else you're gonna start feeling wet. Durability matters too. If you're spending a lot of time hiking, carrying your board, on the sleds, that is gonna wear down your gear slowly over time. So you want something that can hold up. So look for reinforced cuffs and strong zippers, good heavyweight fabrics in wear areas. Gore-Tex Pro is built for that extra durability. So even though it has ultimate breathability, incredible waterproofing, it is now also reinforced to last longer than a lot of other fabrics. Something that's important to me is just learning about sustainability as well. So on all outerwear, there's going to be callouts on hand tags, things like Blue Sign approved materials, PFC-free DWRs, recycled fabrics. So if you care about what your gear is made of, then check those callouts on those tags. Everyone's different when it comes to temperature control. Maybe you're somebody that's constantly sweating in the lift line, or you're on the chairlift freezing cold every time. Now, if you run cold, you're going to want to look into an insulated jacket. Maybe even an insulated jacket with a little bit more room so you can layer underneath. Getting into a midweight or a heavyweight base layer is going to be very beneficial for you. This way you're not relying on your temperature control with one jacket, you're going to have control underneath with multiple layers. If you run hot or you spend a lot of time hiking and there's a big temperature variance, then go for a 3L jacket. It's going to be more lightweight and more breathability. A 3L Gore is going to give you the most breathability without compromising performance. Think about it this way when it comes to temperature control. A 3L shell or a 3L Gore is going to have a lot more breathability. So you're going to be the one that's in control of how much warmth you have. When you go into a 2-layer insulated jacket, especially an insulated jacket, that's where there's going to be a bit of warmth built in, but then also lots of room underneath for you to add more layers. Now, fit is incredibly personal. So I want you to buy whatever you feel the most confident in so that you go out there feeling good and riding good. But I will say there is some functional reasoning behind wearing baggier clothes when you go snowboarding. And that's to make sure that there's enough room underneath for your layering. You want to make sure that even on those cold days, you can get a proper base layer, mid layer, insulator on so that you're comfortable without feeling bulky. For those going into the backcountry, I highly recommend you look into bib pants. It gives you a little bit of extra protection and coverage from snow if you fall. And also there's like the simple reason of not having to wear a belt. You just throw the shoulder straps on and you're good to go. Almost all outerwear nowadays comes with a handful of extra features, but which ones are the most important? Now, I personally look for vents first. Vents are going to be a key point of controlling your temperature. A powder skirt is super handy, especially for those people that don't have bibs, because that's going to be the sealant in between your pants and your jackets when you're in powder and if you fall. Just so you know, a lot of high-end backcountry gear don't actually come with a powder skirt anymore if it's supposed to be paired with a bib pant. This is to get rid of the bulkiness around your mid area. A hood that fits over your helmet is a great addition as well. Reinforced cuffs is definitely something I look for, especially in vulnerable areas like down by your feet, where you're gonna be rubbing your boots together or going in and out of your bindings. A pocket layout that works for me is really important. I wanna make sure that everything I usually bring out on that resort has a home on my outerwear so that I don't have to put multiple things into one pocket and create a bulky, uncomfortable space on my body. The last thing we're gonna talk about here isn't necessarily the outerwear itself, but it goes hand in hand with it, and that's layering. Layering can make or break a day. The system that I stick with is base layering. This is next to your skin layer. It wicks moisture, keeps you dry. You gotta stick with merino or synthetic, but never cotton. Mid layer is gonna be the next step up, and that's especially for those colder days. This is where you have insulators, puffy, fleeces, vests, and really it's to add warmth, but also make you ready for the changing temperatures you may come across throughout the day. And the outer layer is the outerwear that we have been talking about throughout this video. This is the one that protects us from the rain and the wind and basically anything else the mountain throws at us. One thing I want to mention too is that I always make sure to carry either in my car or in my backpack or on my sled is some kind of insulator, extra warm layer that I can put on in case, no matter how much I do forecasting, something new comes up. You never know if there's going to be an emergency or a colder wind than we thought, and you can always be prepared. So yeah, that's outerwear, more than just colors and logos. Think about how it's built. Think about how you ride, how you run temperature-wise, what features will you need. It'll help you pick out the outerwear that's right for you so you can be as comfortable as possible out on the mountain. As always, feel free to drop a question in the comments. We'll do our best to answer them. My name is Mark. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.